This is the Backscatter Macro Video 4300 Underwater Video Light, a product Backscatter claims to be the ultimate video light for any video or photo shooter, which is quite a statement. I've been shooting with them for the past year and a bit, putting them to the test for both macro and wide-angle underwater videography. It wasn't the statement from Backscatter that got me excited about these lights, but rather what they're capable of doing. Let's talk about the macro mode first. This light has a 1400 lumens 14-degree macro beam, allowing you to shoot small macro subjects while being able to isolate it from the background. On top of that, Backscatter also makes an optical snoot tailor-made for the 4300 as well as some of their other products, making them swappable. Personally, I never bought them as I already have a very good dedicated snoot light on my rig. While on the subject of accessories, you can also purchase various color filters that fit with the Backscatter lineup of products. They come in bold and pastel colors, allowing you to change up the colors of the background if needed. The 1400 lumens allows for battery life up to 110 minutes at full power while offering 5 various outputs for you to cycle through to get the most accurate exposure possible. I find having macro mode on these lights to be quite fun and helpful, especially in combination with the zoom lens. Being able to punch in on medium and small subjects and focus in on them allows you to capture different shots, and something unique you don't get with other lights. If you want to watch more macro examples of these lights in use, you should go check out my documentary Finding Nudie next, as I use the Backscatter 4300 lights for many of the shots. Next up, let's talk about the wide output. As the name suggests, these lights have a maximum brightness of 4300 lumens with an 85-degree smooth beam, allowing you to light up wider scenes and larger subjects. At 4300 lumens, the lights will give you up to 50 minutes of burn time with 3 different outputs to cycle through. The batteries that Backscatter decided to go with are great. Considering the small form factor of the lights, there was no way to get a massive battery pack in here like you see on most competing products. Instead, they opted to go with a pair of 21700 batteries to run their lights, allowing for a high output while keeping the size and weight low. The batteries are of course swappable and takes roughly 3 to 4 hours to charge up in my experience. In terms of weight, they come in at just 550 grams in the air with batteries installed. On the water, that's about 250 grams of negative buoyancy. Measuring just under 13 centimeters or 5 inches, I can't overstate how small and compact these lights are. While they don't come with a carrying case, I find both of them fit perfectly in this small case I had from before. The lights boost other features as well, including red lights for night dives, alert and beacon modes to get divers' attention, double O-ring battery cap and sealed battery compartment, simple 3-button layout, and a battery level indicator. They are depth rated to 100 meters or 330 feet. Interestingly, the lights are not the same color temperature. The wide mode is factory calibrated to 6000 Kelvin, ensuring that using a pair of them will have an exact color match. The macro mode is 5000 Kelvin with the intent of bringing greater saturated color reproduction to macro subjects. Okay, so that's the specs out of the way. Let's talk about what it's actually like to shoot with these lights. Let's start off with their greatest limitation, which is maximum brightness. 4300 lumens is not bad, but you could encounter limitations when using these lights in various scenarios. If you've seen one of my recent uploads, my cinematic wildlife reel, every lit up shot in there, which is most of them, is shot with the Backscatter 4300. So, with these shots as examples, can you capture wide to medium shots of various subjects? Yes, absolutely. However, the limitation creeps in with depth, time of day, water clarity, and most importantly, distance to subject. Most of the time I choose to shoot with these lights during the early mornings or late afternoon dives. During this time, the sun sits low on the horizon and less light is allowed to penetrate deep into the sea. With less ambient light to compete against, artificial light becomes more effective. Simulants is well known for its crystal clear waters, which is where these shots were mostly captured. Hence, I tend to use them at depths between 15 to 30 plus meters. Even in the morning or afternoons, trying to shoot with 4300 lumens output in waters shallower than 15 meters, it means you have to get very close to your subject for the lights to have an effect. If you are diving around noon on a sunny bright day, the effects are much the same, even down deeper. Would I like to have more output to play with? Yes, absolutely. However, I fully understand that given the size and features of these lights, especially battery size, there has to be a limitation somewhere. I would love to see Backscatter make a Mark II of these lights in the future, with a higher output wide beam closer to or perhaps even surpassing the 10,000 lumens mark. These would understandably need to be larger, but with ever-evolving battery and light technologies, it could maybe be done without making them that much bigger. Other than the maximum brightness output, I really have no issues with these lights at all. In fact, I rather like them. The buttons and menu are cleverly laid out, allowing for easy and quick operations. Maybe a future version will come with remote control support. Having the ability to switch them over to macro mode is, as I've mentioned, great fun. However, it's also quite potentially challenging, especially if you're shooting smaller subjects with no tripod. The lights have to both be set very accurately in comparison to your rig and distance to your subject, so any movements and the lighting might be off. I think the greatest advantages here are size and weight compared to output, making this an instant favorite among scuba travelers who like to pack light while having access to a wide variety of features. Currently, these lights are priced at $499 which, looking at the market, I think is a very fair price for what these lights can do. Add some spare batteries and a carrying case, as I mentioned this comes without, and I think you have a winner for underwater shooters. So what do you think about these lights? Would you like to have the ability to shoot both wide and macro at the same time? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching and happy diving.